Welcome to the Inner Entrepreneur podcast. My name is Paul Ryan, and this is one of our mini pods where we keep it short, sweet, and hope to really offer some value. I've been thinking lately about the greatest investment I have made in my life. I've made a lot of investments over the past 40 years or so, but without question, the investment that has given me the biggest return has been the investment I've made in myself, in my own personal development and my own education. Now, I say that because I can now look back over about 4 decades. So, in my late teens, I was very fortunate to stumble across the world of personal development. And I stumbled across it in two ways: being introduced to meditation and then being sent on a course called the Silva method of mind control. I was maybe 18 years of age, and it opened my eyes. It opened my eyes into how I could develop my mindset. It opened my eyes through meditation, how I could begin to search inside and find the inner resources, and opened my mind to the possibilities that were available for me in the world if I wanted to step up and take some responsibility. Now, I was very fortunate to stumble across that 40 years ago, or to be led to that 40 years ago. I was very, very fortunate. But I was an oddity because I think it is very acceptable now. But I'm going to tell you, 40 years ago, you were just odd. And so I was so passionate about it. I mean, I really had found my tribe, and I knew it once I get into that. It was something I would be passionate about all my life. And I've been passionate about it for 40 years. And it's been tremendously beneficial to me. But certainly at the time, in the early days when I was buzzing with enthusiasm of what I was learning and what I was exploring, I was mocked by people around me because I was talking about the life I was going to create, the wealth I was going to create, the freedom I was going to create, all the wonderful things I was going to create in my life. Of course, I had none of those. I had nothing. And so that led me open to some mockery from people around me. I learned to keep quiet about what I was doing and just get into it. And I've continued that development all my life. And as I look back now over 40 years, what happens when you step onto that path, nothing much seems to change. But when you continue it year after year, decade after decade, you start moving down the road that's so different to the road most other people are on. And the benefits to you are astounding. When I look at the life I have today, when I look at the peace of mind I've developed through years of meditation, when I've looked at the prosperity I've developed through studying wealth and through developing my own mindset, and when I look at the freedom I've created in my life by just learning from people who had gone down the road before me, I realize I have had enormous benefits from that. But I've also found that now, looking back 40 years later, that I've ended up in a completely different life, in a completely different world to those people who were around me at the time who mocked the area of personal development and this idea that we should continually look to grow and develop. So that has served me so well. So my simple message to you, if you're listening today, is that if that's your tribe, if you're someone that just wants to grow and learn and develop, I would encourage you to pursue that path. Now, I'm in my late 50s, so I know that most of the people who listen to my podcast are probably, I'm going to say 20, 30, some even 40 years younger than me. And what I want to say to you, if you're that age, is you have your life ahead of you. And if you learn always, and if you go about developing and creating the life you want and look to people who have walked down that road before you, you can really create something special. So this message is very simple to say. It has worked tremendously well for me. And from my heart, I encourage you to do the same, to learn continuously, to invest in yourself endlessly, and to pursue the life you want to live. I hope you found that some value, and I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you did, I would love if you would subscribe, share, comment, and tell all your friends about it. It really helps the show. Thank you, and see you next time.